At exactly 0319 hours on April 15, 2026, the second full day of President Trump's controversial naval blockade of all Iranian ports and coastal traffic, the Strait of Hormuz became a floating battlefield once again. The USS Frank E. Peterson Jr., an Arleigh Burke flight IA destroyer enforcing the cordon, 22 nautical miles southeast of Kesham Island, had its AN-SPY 6V1 radar scanning every contact in the narrow 21-mile choke point. Suddenly, the Combat Information Center lit up red. A wolfpack of 14 GN Toufan-class fast attack craft burst from the coastal shallows at over 50 knots, each carrying Nasser 2 anti-ship missiles and C-704S simultaneously. Mobile launchers on the Iranian mainland ripple-fired 11 C-802B sea-skimming cruise missiles hugging the waves at Mach 0.85. At the same instant, a dense swarm of 40-plus Shahed 136 kamikaze drones and a Bab-Il-3 reconnaissance UAVs rose from hidden pads on Abu Musa, flooding the electromagnetic spectrum with heavy multi-band jamming. The tactical data link screamed Vampire Multiple. The Aegis Baseline 10 system automatically brought the MiG-41. VLS-2 hot standby while the ship's captain roared, "All stations. General quarters. CIWS free. Growlers inbound now." This was no isolated incident. Tehran, furious at the U.S. blockade that had already forced 6 merchant vessels to reverse course in the first 24 hours, had greenlit a high-risk asymmetric response to humiliate the American presence and test the limits of the shaky 2-week ceasefire. The plan overwhelmed the destroyer screen. Threaten an environmental catastrophe by targeting nearby tankers and create enough chaos to force Washington back to the negotiating table on Iranian terms. What would you do if you were the captain with dozens of vampires closing at wave top height and your ship the only thing standing between global oil shock and fragile peace? Comment below. 90 seconds after first detection, the sky over the strait turned into hell. For RIM 174 SM-6 and a TRIM 162 ESSM missiles roared out of the VLS cells, streaking toward the incoming cruise missiles. The sea erupted in fireballs as 4 C-802S were vaporized mid-flight, but the remaining 7 continued their lethal sea-skimming run, using the wave clutter and Iranian jamming to degrade Aegis performance. At the same time, the Toufan boats closed to 4,000 meters, launching their own missiles while pouring 23mm cannon fire and decoy chaff. The Peterson's 2 Phalanx CIWS mounts spun up with a deafening roar, spitting 20mm tungsten rounds at 4,500 per minute. 3 Toufan boats disintegrated in massive explosions. The rest kept charging. Beneath the surface, the real dagger appeared. The Virginia-class fast-attack submarine USS Hyman G. Rickover, patrolling silently below the thermocline, picked up a faint pump jet signature on its BQ-10 sonar array. A Gadir-class midget submarine creeping into firing position with 2 via 111 checkball supercavitating. Torpedoes already in the tubes, the Iranian mini-subs mission, deliver the killing blow to the Peterson from below while the surface chaos distracted everyone. The Rickover's captain didn't wait for permission. Match bearing. Fire 1 MiG-48 ADCAP, proximity mode, 35 meters under keel. The heavyweight torpedo streaked away. Moments later, the underwater shockwave from the proximity detonation hammered the Gadir like a sledgehammer. Its propeller shaft shattered, forcing an emergency surface. Iranian sailors poured out into inflatable rafts as USRHIBs moved in to take them into custody. On the surface, the situation was still critical. The Peterson had taken a glancing hit from a C-70 for shrapnel, wounded 6 sailors and knocked out 1 Spy 6 array face, but the ship remained combat effective. The remaining Toufan boats were now inside 1,500 meters, turning the fight into a knife-range gun battle. That's when the U.S. escalated with precision to E-18G Growlers from the USS George Hugh Bush Carrier Strike Group, already orbiting under MCON. Lit up their next-generation jammering JG pods at full power. The invisible electromagnetic storm blanketed a 45 kilometers radius, frying Iranian GPS links, data links, and drone control channels. Shah drones began dropping into the sea like dead birds. The Toufan boats lost missile guidance and started firing blindly. At 0331 hours, the order came from 5th Fleet, SEALs execute. Tomb 60's Nighthawk helicopters, screened by Seahawk gunships and Growler jamming, fast-roped 16 operators from SEAL Team 8 onto the deck of a suspicious 18,000-ton converted tanker flying false Panamanian colors, the floating ERG command node coordinating the entire ambush via encrypted burst transmissions, and Club K-style container launchers hidden under tarps. The night raid was pure CQB hell. Operators cleared smoke-filled corridors under zero visibility NVGs while Lurg Quds Force Guards fought back with AK-103s and grenades. At the 4-minute 20-second mark, the SEAL assault element reached the central control room where an Iranian commander was frantically trying to arm scuttling. Charges wired to the ship's fuel bunkers. Countdown on the panel, 1:58. 1:57分. A shaped charge blew the door. Suppressed rifle fire dropped the last two guards. One SEAL slammed the butt of his Mk-18 into the detonation console while another cut the primary wiring with combat shears, stopping the sequence at 41 seconds remaining. The tanker went dark. Its engines died. The surviving Toufan boats now leaderless and low on ammunition, broke contact and raced back toward Iranian waters under cover of the remaining drone swarm. By 03 for 8 hours, just 29 minutes after the first contact, the ambush had collapsed. No US ship was sunk. No major oil spill occurred. The blockade held, but victory was incomplete. As dawn broke over the burning debris, the Rickover's sonar operators detected a larger, quieter contact slipping away deep an improved Kilo-class submarine that had been shadowing the operation, recording every acoustic signature, electronic emission, and US response tactic for delivery back to Bandar Abbas. The Strait of Hormuz remains the most dangerous 21 miles on Earth. The U.S. Navy proved once again it can dominate multi-domain chaos with overwhelming technological and special operations integration. Yet Tehran still controls the minds, the proxies, and the political narrative. One more provocation, one more miscalculation, and the fragile ceasefire could shatter into full-scale war that sends oil prices to $200 a barrel and drags the entire region into the fire. The oceans are no longer a safe highway. The rules of 21st century naval warfare have been rewritten in blood and electromagnetic pulses, and next time Iran tests the blockade, the response may not stop at a boarding party. The US enforced its red line today. But the shadow of total war still lurks beneath the oil-slicked waters of the Persian Gulf, waiting for the next spark. What would you have done in the captain's chair with vampires inbound and global energy markets on the line? Drop your raw ache in the comments. If this minute-by-minute breakdown of the real April 2026 Hormuz crisis got your blood pumping, smash like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The next unlocked file on the blockade endgame is coming fast. Stay frosty, victory.